What's going on, guys? It's Zinux here back with another video for you guys, and today we're going to be showing off some new leaks that came out. And obviously this is old news to you guys, but at least it's not fake news. So yes, I did get to this a little late, but we actually wanted to do a little bit more speculation on this and a little bit, dig a little bit deeper into this and talk about it instead of just giving you straight up random news without any depth to it at all. So first things first, let's get over what's actually new and what's coming. So there was a data miner that goes by the name of the Usamine. I don't know if I got that right, my dude, but I'll leave a link of the post down in the description down below. That's all he asked for. And he ended up data mining some of the files in D2 on the PC version and released a lot of stuff that could be actually in the game and could not be. Some of it he actually noticed that it's actually was in the game, but they took out. So I apologize if I butchered this first word, but first of all, it's a quick little list that he made, and one of its voice lines about new worlds, Ganymede and the Myriad. So 2 new worlds possibly coming to the game. That's pretty interesting. And we also have voice lines about Destiny 1 patrol zones, Venus, Mars, Dreadnought, and Old Russia. So those voice lines being in the game could mean that we might be able to go back to the old worlds, or they might just be talking about the old worlds in general since it is a voice line. Phobos and Mercury are also talked about, with Phobos hinted as a new patrol zone. So if it's hinted as a new patrol zone, then that'd be pretty sick, because we got to play on Phobos in a multiplayer Crucible map, but I don't actually think we ever got to go there in a patrol zone. My memory is really bad, even though I played like 2,000 hours of that game, but I'm pretty sure we couldn't do any of that. Now, one of the edits was CAYDE-6 dies. Now, he actually edited this saying apparently these are in-game, so I suppose scrapped. How odd they exist but mean nothing. So does CAYDE-6 actually die or no? If he doesn't die, then that means there was some sort of idea that they had going on for the storyline of the game for CAYDE-6, but maybe they wanted to put out his character in some crazy way, since he is kind of a big character to the story in D2 and at the close to the end of D1. Another thing is Shiro is going to be on Mercury. If you guys remember Shiro, he was the weekly bounty person for Rise of Iron. He was another EXO person who handed out the bounties. And Osiris is going to come to the tower once again. So most of the Destiny 1 events will return in this new game. It's going to be Crimson Days, Festival of the Lost, next year obviously, because Festival of the Lost did not come for this first year, which is totally okay with me. It's not a big deal. Then we have Sparrow Racing League obviously returning, and then that's pretty much it. Not Queen's Wrath, that's not coming back, and anything else new as far as we know. The Reef and Prison of Elders, along with Petra and Varix, are mentioned. Seems like you can go back. So apparently we can actually go back to the Reef, which is pretty crazy, and if we do get a chance to talk to Varix, that'll be very interesting, and I'll tell you why in a couple minutes. So along with SRL returning, we'll have Marcus Wren coming back with it. And also Black Garden and the Vault of Glass are mentioned. Perhaps a trip back is what he said, which would be very interesting to be able to revisit the Vault of Glass and also the Black Garden to maybe go back and see lost mysteries that we never actually found. He said he also included some things that he has zero idea what they meant. Tenebrae, worms on the moon, new speaker, or scrapped lines. So let's get into the speculation. Some of these guys in the comments actually had a little bit better thought out ideas of what I was already thinking, and some of them actually had some cool stuff in general to talk about. The one guy said he's long predicted darkness worship. He did not expect the House of Dusk. The House of Dusk, Fallen worshipping the darkness. I guess if devils could worship Siva, Fallen will worship anything that gives them power. One thing that Zavala said, for long years the worms were quiet, content to coil around the moon. Those days are long past. Another guy replied saying makes sense though for the Fallen. There are a ton of references in D2 on how desperate the Fallen are right now. It seems they are running low on ether, which is what they need to survive. If you do a kill and collect Fallen patrol, pay attention to the items. They are mostly all for depleted ether tanks or ether masks. I didn't catch this myself, but one of the Destiny artists did an AMA recently where he talked about this. Specifically, the dregs are all undocked, growing back their 2 lower arms, while you can see it in-game to highlight how they are abandoning their traditions to try and survive. I think it's way less about power and more about the will to live. The devils are placed either with Siva to survive, House Dusk, whoever they are, maybe got some sort of deal or something. Now, if you guys actually do remember that, we do actually destroy their attempts to get new ether in the Might of Multi-Tool quest chain, which was kind of an annoying ending for the quest in general because you had to keep chasing around a fallen servitor with ether. Now, if the Fallen actually are this desperate to survive, then what could this mean in the future? Could this mean that they might actually, stay on our side? Does this mean they could actually side with us humans in the future, or should I say Guardians, and maybe collab with us to help out, take our enemies out? One guy had some of the same ideas. He said, I feel like the game is slowly working towards humans plus Fallen plus Cabal versus Hive plus Taken plus whoever else. Maybe this new enemy that's coming. Another guy says, it seems apparent that the Fallen and humans are likely to work together again if we find Varix, plus Callus seems to want to forge an alliance too. Which, like I said, we'll talk about Varix again in a minute. If we do find Varix, he was a Fallen companion to us who is very interesting in a way, besides him just saying the same voice lines over and over and over again in Prison of Elders. But he was actually an interesting character, and I want to see more of him in the future, because what could this mean, having a fallen on our side? It was crazy. It was crazy to think that we could have someone like that on our side. Does that mean we can actually get a sort of rebellion going on against the Fallen and actually have them on our side to help take out the Fallen once for good? Maybe that's not the case. Maybe we'll actually be teaming up with them so they survive and take out other enemies. If we have to go against the Taken once again some more in an all-out war, I will be very annoyed, because the Taken is my most hated enemy. They are a very interesting enemy, how they can only get their power by taking it. It's never given to them, which is an actual really cool idea for an enemy, and I really actually, commend Bungie for that, considering other things that they have done wrong. But there is a lot of right that which they do, and that enemy is actually a really cool thing that they made. That's pretty much all for this quick video, though, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe for more Destiny content. I know I was late to the news, but unfortunately, I am not always on top of news when it comes out. I have been streaming a lot more, actually, so if you guys want to check me out, I'll be at twitch.tv/ZynyxDaPleb. It has to be DaPleb at the end. I can't get just Zinux, and I was sick and tired of the Zinux TV at the end, so I changed it up a little bit. I was actually streaming around this time when the information got released, and I was in the middle of doing some hardcore ranking in Overwatch, probably losing a shit ton of SR, so that's very unfortunate. That's besides the point. That's why I want to make this video a little bit longer, instead of just giving you the information, also speculate what is going to be happening in the newer parts of this game. So with this to come, will this actually be in DLC or just a future update? I guess we'll find out. Thank you again to the Ecumene. I still don't know how to say your name, buddy, but I'll still leave you a link in the description down below. Thank you for data mining this information. It's really nice to have this and see what's actually coming in the future. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to leave that like down below. Subscribe for more Destiny 2 and Anthem content. But without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next video.